Welcome, friends. My name is Rebel Thunder, and I'm about to invade your house with another epic gameplay. We're continuing Resident Evil 4, the remake. We just had the last 3 rooms with Leon. We collected the key items to make the statue whole. And now we're playing pretty much as Ashley. And we have to figure out a way to get out of here. I believe we must collect the clock. Collect the clock? What does that even mean? No. We have to find the right time for the clock. That's what I was getting at. I was too distracted by this here turtle. He's doing his turtle due diligence. However, I must proceed and go forth. I know there's going to be some evil, ugly knights up in here that want to hit me with their sword, but I ain't about to let that happen. No, Sereno. You best believe. However, here these gentlemen look oddly dignified. That dude has a beard. Well, actually, yeah, 2 out of 2 have a beard, the others don't. I don't know what I'm getting at here anymore. Let's see. I best hurry up, because I know there's going to be some knights around the corner. Just to make things better, you know, can't have a party without a few evil knights swinging their swords at you. That to me sounds A-okay. I'll take that kind of, celebratory, I don't know. That's Resident Evil for you. Celebration of just swinging your knife at everything, shooting everything. It only makes sense. So, Ashley just said something I completely missed out. Holy crap. It sucks. Man, who did this to the rug? You know, you could trip. Somebody could trip. A knight could be the next one to fall down. Oh my lord, this is some intricate stairage. Only makes sense because I'm in a library. Let me see. Couch. Honestly, I wish I could have a library like this, dude. This is sick. This has to be one of the coolest libraries I have ever seen before. Bunch of keys. Yeah, let's take the bunch of keys. You know I'm going to be taking that. And holy crap, dude, I can tell the volume's about to be super loud on my television. Let me go ahead and turn it down just a little bit, because I got the old-fashioned headphone inside, and it's blasting my ear with sounds and noise. So, let's see. I can see you, good sir. You are anything but a good sir. You just suck. Yes, you know I'm talking to you. Mr. Knight, there's a treasure chest here. We just got the keys for it. This looks like wavy feather waviness. So, it's gonna involve... Could it be this? I want to try and get it right first time. I'm gonna take a hot guess. No? Well, that looks the most like it. Definitely not gonna be feathers, no. Okay, that makes sense. I'll take another wild guess. Perhaps this one. Yes, called it. I'm not gonna try to explain my logic because I got it wrong twice. But, some of those insignias look very similar to the other ones. So let's just carry on. We got the elegant perfume bottle, and now we must run. Oh no! You stay back with that shit, god jam it. Not swearing, not blasphemy, nothing. I said jam. Because that evil son of a gun... Okay, this kind of looks like that. That evil son of a gun is ready to chase after me, and I don't even have a weapon. You, my good sir, stay back there. Ain't got none for you except a lantern. So, let's see. Holy crap, dude, you hate to see it. When a elevator just gets stuck and all of a sudden loses power. However, this isn't Dead Space, no, this is Resident Evil. Maybe in the old Resident Evil... Well, actually... Resident Evil has never had a lot of mechanical things. That's more Evil Within, that's more Dead Space. Resident Evil just always has organic threats. And it maybe has some machinery, but it's like, with door purposes, or crush the enemy with this. Yes. Oh, there's something underneath my foot. Crap. It's fine. I put a case under my chair. It's for, like, my computer and stuff. I was kicking it, and I'm like, what the hell is under my chair? Not used to that. The insignia. The key to getting out of this confounded place is the Salazar family insignia. To find it, I must venture to where that cursed armor awaits, the underground mausoleum. O merciful Lord, enact your righteous justice upon the wicked usurper, the maniacal monster, Ramon Salazar, and may your blessed blue light protect your forever faithful servant. Yes, sounds fancy. Most definitely with that, absolutely. So that pretty much means we gotta go down into the dungeon where all the evil knights lay. Their lair, pretty much. I guess that's why they say lay. However, as Ashley, all we have is a lamp, which means we gotta practice the old running routine so we can henceforth go forward and 11:04 reloj. That means clock, absolutely. So now let's see. We gotta go back to the other room where we got the clockus and dial in the time, 11:04. If I know my... This is analog, not digital. If one's digital, 11:04. Yes. That'll do the trick. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, baby. That is the quietest clock I've ever seen. I don't think it made a sound.
I know I saw another clock like this one.
Okay, so now we gotta continue. Where did we come from? I was about to sing the Cotton Eye Joe song, but I'm not feeling it today. So you, stay dead in your tracks. I much appreciate that. Let's make sure he's not clanking clink conk around the corner. As that's what knights in armor tend to do. They tend to run around and holy crap, don't you dare. You got a little too close and personal for my very own comfort. You, my good sir, are an evil son of a gun. With worms and eyeballs and oh no. Get back. I ain't about to have none of that today. That does not bode well. So let's see. About to happen. This here's what I call an old-fashioned clock. We gotta put 11:04 up inside the clock. Yes. Now, let's see. I can sneak peek ahead. We're gonna have a whole bunch of knights down in the mausoleum. I wonder what mausoleum even means. It's a word that sounds so familiar, yet I have not even a single clue what it might even mean. But, mausoleum. I think it's like an underground cemetery. Or maybe like a cemetery with a roof on it. It's gotta be something spooky, you know for a fact. It's gotta be, yeah. You, my good sir, I saw you guys coming a mile away. So don't think you're gonna sneak up on me. Wait. Yeah, don't think you're gonna sneak up on me. I called it. You guys stay back there. So now, I get to... In any other case, I'd give him the finger. But I must be a gentleman. I must be polite. You, my good knights, are just being so patiently waiting for me to come around the corner so that you can actually... Oh, damn. Was this room always this dark? Maybe once I start turning or pushing these things, that's when it... I want to say I don't ever recall this room being this dark. However, I gotta get all four. And I know the knights are gonna spark to life as soon as I start doing it. Yes. Here we go. It's 1. We got 3 more. 2. And this is when it starts to get dicey. You can take a few blocks of ice out of the fray. You'll be fine. Start taking all of them. You're gonna start looking for space to walk on. That's just like this. Now there's gotta be one last one. Here we go. The developers were tricky. They put it up there so that we can be confuzzled. But all I know is we got a whole bunch of knights on our tail, and we best be on the run. So, let me see. There's a quick little treasure back here. This is the only key we haven't used. So it must be that one, of course. Oh, baby, and we get an emerald. However, you son of a gun. Man, they all lined up in perfect discipline. I wouldn't expect anything less from a knight. then if you think about it too, knights, they're not exactly military from like the 18th century. I don't know what you'd call them because you think of military. I'm pretty sure a knight had to be in very peak physical condition because carrying that around, that steel armor, I don't know how thick it actually had to be back in the day. But it had to be able to keep from a sword, so I'm guessing it had to be at least a slight bit thickness, which would in essence, if you're running around carrying armor like that, that's gonna tire you out, bro. You best believe. So, maybe they are like the military of back in the day. Never ever saw a knight carrying a musket, though. Don't know if that was a thing. When the trend of armor went out the window. Also, too, it could be that knights were perhaps the royal guard for the king and queen. Because, yeah, you never really see knights running in the battlefield. I've never think I've ever saw that. Usually you see them more or less protecting some certain area. However, I'd be interested, like, what the truth is behind knights. They have to have existed throughout history. That we can all be certain of, you know. However, how on earth did they make the armor with primitive technology, even in the Iron and Bronze Age? They had a lot of primitive stuff. And you had, like, in Asia or China, they were discovering gunpowder. And they were pretty much making hundreds of rockets that would be shot all at once with one large, like, wheelable device that they would carry on horseback. Man, people back then they say again, war is the founder for all technology. Now that I'm starting to think about it, I can understand why. It only makes sense. However, we're about to be double-crossed by some more knights. You, my good sir, are evil, so don't even think about it. I gotta run this way. There used to be two of them. What happened? There was another one of you, Estefano and Lorenzio. Let's run. I think we crossed, yeah. You take that, you stupid knight. Now, let's get out of here. There's no time to dally. But there is time to burp. Krampus. Yeah, we gotta go rescue Leon. So let's go do that as fast as we possibly can. Run past these guys, they ain't nothing. Hopefully, there was supposed to be some dude here. Now he's not. Luckily so. Probably in the hardcore version of this game, a lot changes. Not just enemies get more health, no. They usually place enemies where they aren't in standard. And I'm willing to bet, I got a strong suspicious hunch that during hardcore, there's gonna be knights there. So, let's see.
Ashley, you alright?
Yeah. Give me a sec. I'll get you out. Hey, try this.
Can you make it down? I can catch you.
Yeah, I think so.
Ashley! Shit!
Okay, so chapter end. What we just saw was the all-famous Verdugo, which in Spanish pretty much means executioner. How he ever got that name, I haven't the slightest clues. However, let's see, we might come across... What are we gonna come across? I think just a call from Ada, which isn't too important. She just tells us, oh,
So, what's become of the Amber?
Sorry, nothing yet. But my little helper is creating quite the commotion. Everything will work out just fine.
As long as you can keep your dog under control.
He's a good boy. Predictable.
Fine. Keep your mutt. But don't come crying to me if you get bit.
Okay. So,
Leon, changed your mind yet?
apparently volume is now coming out of my
Assuming you
controller.
haven't,
Holy
I've got
crap.
a tip for you.
Here's the
Seems
one
like
thing I
something
want
big
to
is
point
about to
out.
go down in the throne room.
Wherever
Babysitting's
in
tough,
the
huh?
original game,
Hey,
where did they actually call him the Verdugo? Because all I know is Ramon Salazar calls him his right-hand man. Whereas,
same as ever.
you know, and the same with the U3. I'm pretty sure I probably read all the notes by now, so I would have come across it sooner or later, yet I never have. And I can't imagine it's just the name the community gave to him, because that just wouldn't make sense. But somebody called him something that apparently sometime or other, where they're supposed to be, yeah, baby. Gotcha! Got the mouse. Now we can run. We're about to come across a minor boss battle. A knight in armor. Oh, dude, and we're about to get, the assault rifle. Yeah. However, I'll be going for that bad boy last. I'm about to take out some evil knight in shining armor. So, let's do just that. There's apparently some treasures left behind. I'll take each and every one I can collect. You know, as long as there's ammunition, I'm gonna keep on the fight. You know how it be, chat. So let's see. Um, this here, I suppose, is what they call the mausoleum. So, even still, I'm good at English, but English is not good at me, whatever that may mean. However, it's a good thing we brought some grenades, because I know you can snipe this, and anybody who's talented with the sniper can do this with absolute ease. Anyone except for me, that is. Holy crap. I was not expecting that to happen. These guys suck. Hang on a second. I want to be doing this. Yes. Now, wait a second. I gotta get one more. First, let me heal up, though. Because I'm fancy like that. I need to heal my grits so that I can live to fight another day. Wait a sec. Wait. These guys suck. They're risky. They're not exactly easy to kill. And once they do hit you, man, it's game over. So, what do I have in the way for...
Here you go.
Yeah. Okay, now I got this guy's number. Hang on a second. Sneak up behind him. Yeah. Gotta do the carousel around the corner. How's it go? Do-si-do and around we go. Oh god. Okay. The worst time to possibly reload. Holy crap. And now he's got my number. But I got yours too. So. Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. Gotcha. Here we go, a couple of treasures that we can collect. This'll do us great justice in the following moments to come. I think there's also like, yes, get a couple diamonds. We, some coinage for our troubles. I'll take the coins. You know I'll be taking the coins. And also a yellow diamond. Yes. So, this episode might have to be coming to a close fairly soon. But I will be exploring the rest of the underground recesses within the next coming of episodes, so stay tuned. It'll be a grand old time. However, before then, I'm way too far ahead of the save. There's no way I could have gotten to the other place. Leon ain't about that. He says, let's take the night out so we can run. That's Leon's 2 cents in this whole matter. However, I was about to say, I thought a knight would be coming down the stairs. However, no, I'd be mistaken. But Let me see, let me see. Ah, kinda ran out of commentary for a second, that's alright. The episode is coming to a conclusion. I'd best be on my way now. Gotta save this bad boy up. We can run. However, who knocked the chair over? I'd really like to have a word with that person. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having watched the episode. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.